We'll invest in that in the future.
Yeah, that would be really nice. I mean, from here, if I was guessing, I'd say 310, 315.
I was just getting ready to say that.
300-foot fences here at Wamego today. It was, I won't say a no-doubter, but it sailed and it got the job done. 2-run home run in the top of the first inning for the Fighting Irish. But it did sound really, really good off the bat.
And Pendle will steal second off the wild pitch. 2-0 count. So you missed strike one for Palmer Martini.
So I was cracking jokes with the JV coach for the Rock Creek Mustangs, Coach Goodmiller over there, and I mentioned that I didn't hear a single first base coach yell back in the game, and so he goes, maybe I'm going to have to yell it from third. So I just found it humorous just now that I just heard it back really loud from over there by the dugout. So. Yeah, it's going to be 3 balls, 1 strike. Here in the bottom of the first inning, Fighting Irish with an early 2-run home run. That'll be a walk for Martini. That'll have Pendle, your runner at second, Martini at first. No outs here for the Mustangs. So hit by batter at the first batter, then a walk to the second batter. It's going to bring up number 33, third baseman, Daniel Weisbender. Slow curveball dropping in there for a strike. What you call a 12-6 curveball, drop straight out of the sky. That's what I call a 12-6 curveball. Fastball a little high inside. Yeah, that curveball, that's going to be a tough one to try to put in play. Kind of reminiscent of a major league pitcher. He's played just about everywhere in his career. Rich Hill.
So missed strike 2 for Weisbender.
1 ball, 2 strikes here to Weisbender. So Fighting Irish in their first game ran a little long. They was at the end of the time limit when the home team was batting. So they end up losing their first game to Manhattan High. I believe it was 8-7. Mustangs won their first game against Southeast Saline, 16-1. That curveball missing just outside. Yeah, we talked about it in game 1. I was talking to some of the coaches in between about how difficult it is to pitch off of these temporary pitching mounds that they bring in for these games. That's a good shot down the left field line. That's going to stay fair just by about 1.5 feet. That's going to roll to the fence. Pendle's around third coming in. Martini's going to make it over to third. Weisbender in there for standing up double.
I'll bring up number 4, Gavin Rosa, or 31, Gavin Rosa.
Used to his football and basketball
number, yeah.
So Weisbender driving in 1 there, cutting that lead in half for the Fighting Irish. But yeah, as I say, Mustangs won game 1, Southeast Saline Trojans 16-1 Won that in 3 innings on a 15-run rule. Manhattan High coming back in the bottom of the 5th as time had run out. The Fighting Irish's first game. They were down 7-5 last I saw. Ended up coming back winning that game 8-7. And then, as is for most of these teams, as you're used to playing these tournaments, they had about 20 minutes to turn around and get warmed up and ready to go in this game. So not a lot of time to think about game 1. That fastball driven off to the right side out of play. No balls, 2 strikes to Rosa. Good job by Zloto there to block that ball, keep it in front, especially the runner at third. Backstop's not too deep on these fields, but still you want to do everything you can with that runner at third, keep that ball in front. So good fastball right down the middle, caught him looking. I think he was looking for a curve there maybe.
Yeah. Bring up number 14, Ezra Spiller, up to bat for the Mustangs.
Zloto is going to go out and make sure that second base isn't stealing any pitches, make sure they get their signals right here, mix it up. Baseball, unlike softball, don't get a lot of calls that come in from the dugout with the arm cards and all that. You see that a lot in softball. You see coaches hollering out there, 3-1-5, 1-1-2. They all have their pitch cards. Baseball does not have the pitch calm like major leagues. Smiley going to step off, reset here. Pitching out of the stretch. Timeout there by Spiller. Taking a little bit too long getting that pitch selection down. Hard ground ball to Landryville. That took a bad hop right off the heel of his glove. That's going to drive in 1 run for Spiller.
I'll knot it up at 2. I'll bring up number 4 for the Mustangs, Aiden McKinney.
I thought that took a wicked hop. I'd call that as an infield hit there for Spiller. Tough play there for Landryville at third. Looked like it skipped right in front of his glove and popped up right into the heel. Talked about it in game 1. These fields can get so choppy so quick. There are little bitty rocks on it. It doesn't take much for a baseball to take a bad hop on these fields. So there was a balk just now called, so both runners will advance. That'll score a run. That balk was actually called by the home plate umpire. Usually your field umpire's looking at that. Usually it's for a motion home, but looked like they signally started bringing the ball into the glove, paused, and brought it back. Muscled up on that one. Nice fastball on the inside.
1 count for McKinney. Just joining us here at the bottom of the first. 1 count for McKinney, 1 out on the board. Mustangs lead by 1. Spiller's going to advance to third.
Yeah, curveball outside. We're going to call out a wild pitch. Spiller advancing to third. Mustangs 3, Fighting Irish 2. Irish had a 2-run home run by the third base, Landryville, in the top of the first. Mustangs with a hit by pitch, walk. and a couple base hits to score, and then actually just scored third run off of a balk just a second or batter ago. Or I guess current batter. Hard ground ball to second base. Becker with it over to first to Bauman. It looks like he dropped that ball, so we're going to have an error on the first base. Hard to pick up what exactly happened down at first. Wasn't a hard throw over from second. May have just bounced right in front. So, needless to say, McKinney will not get an RBI on that with the error. Even though the run would have scored from third regardless. Smiley just doesn't look very comfortable out there right now, pitching out of the stretch to me. Struggling finding the pitch he really wants. McKinney back at first without a problem. Smiley stepping off again. Struggling, trying to find his groove here in the bottom of the first inning. Curveball fouled just down the left field line. McKinney was going on first move there. You see he took off basically, at least we could see it, took off as soon as Smiley started with his leg drive. Big swing and miss there by Motzke.
1-2 count.
Motzke, your 7-hitter, playing left field here in Game 2 for the Mustangs against Fighting Irish. That ball in play over to the third base of Landryville. Had to come in hard on that. It was full swing. It was almost as good as a bunt. Landryville had to come in so far on that. Left third base unattended. Craig, the shortstop, probably should have been over there. Kevin Thurb. There's going to be a coach's visit. This coaching visit is going to be brought to you by the Garden Center by Tosic Landscape.
This coach's visit, courtesy of the Garden Center by Tosic Landscape. If you're struggling with command of your outdoor project or can't get a good grip on your plans, visit the Garden Center by Tosic Landscape today to get the coaching and expert advice on how to achieve that striking outdoor design that'll make everybody stop walking by, get out and take a seat in your outdoor oasis. The Garden Center by Tosic Landscape, enriching lives through the outdoors.
Yeah, so Mustangs had several runners on base, being a little bit disruptive. Boy, that was a tough word. Took me 3 tries. Got to been out. So Smiley struggling a little bit, trying to find a pitch he likes. Again, see more comfortable pitching from the full windup than out stretch, but he's been in a stretch basically since about the first pitch of the game. Hard ground ball to short. No play at second, but they're going to come over to first. They're going to get the out at first base. Craig ranging up the middle there, making a good play, getting it over to Bauman at first base to get the out. But that will score McKinney from third base, so Mustangs take a 5-2 lead here in the bottom of the first inning. There's now 2 outs for the Mustangs. Motzke, your runner on second base.
Landon Snyder, your batter.
Landon Snyder playing center field here for Mustangs in Game 2. Played it in Game 1.
Just outside for Smiley. 1-0 count.
Yeah, it's a good curveball. I think the only problem he's having right now is just finding the placement. It's starting kind of down the middle of the plate, so it's finishing off the plate. Mustangs have been laying off of it. Kind of work it back in. I think he's afraid to throw it in too far on the inside after he hit the batter at the first at bat. High fastball. That fastball missing just low. Really hard to get your stride down when you're pitching off of these mounds, because if you're stepping right on the edge of it. Inside pitch, that's going to get away from the catcher's Loto. That's going to allow Motzke to move over to third base. Runners at quarters for the Mustangs here in the bottom of the first inning. Mustangs 5 on the board already. Snyder at first, Motzke at third. Number 5, Caden Payton. That's going to be a ball. Snyder's going to advance to second base on a defensive indifference. 2 runners in scoring position for Payton. Our sunshine disappeared somewhere in between games.
That's why we wear a helmet.
So once again, Smiley put a flogging on the noggin of batter, but again, that's why they say they do wear the helmet. So we're going to have a courtesy runner for Payton. Looks like that's going to be number 21. Who is that, Isaiah?
That will be...
Did I get that number right? 27, sorry.
Brody Clark.
Brody Clark. Maybe came in and pitched a last inning of the first game.
Yep.
Good fastball there, right down the middle.
Bases loaded for the Mustangs.
Pindell, your batter's batting around. We're going to have timeout. Umpire's going to call timeout, get all the Mustang players back in the dugout. I wondered about that in game 1. A lot of them were out there. One was tossing a ball around and nobody said anything. I thought that seemed kind of odd to myself, but no balls, 1 strike. Here to leadoff hitter. That wild pitch is going to allow Motzke to score from third.
Mustangs increase their lead to 4. There's still 2 outs. Just a little bit of a 2-out rally from the Mustangs here.
So Zloto did a pretty good job getting in front of that, just bounced off his helmet and got away from it and had a hard time finding it. Like I said, the backstops aren't very deep here, so you really got to make sure that the ball gets away from the catcher before you take off. He just had a hard time picking it up. Actually, I think if he'd have seen it right away, I think they could have had a play. But as a catcher, I think sometimes you forget when you play on fields like this that the backstop's so close, so you're really trying to hustle to get after it. Pindell hit by the pitch there. That'll bring up Palmer Martini. Walked in his first at bat. 2 outs here for the Mustangs in the bottom of the first inning, 6-2 lead.
Judd and I were waiting for that ball to come right at us.
Foul straight back. Everybody laughing at me because, again, I've got my umpire tracking mode, making sure I can see that ball. Sun has gone behind the clouds, so I'm not blinded anymore. Nice breeze kicking up behind us. No balls, 2 strikes to your batter, Palmer Martini. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Step off and reset here for Smiley. Curveball just missing. One ball, 2 strikes here to Martini. Bases loaded for the Mustangs. Bedell at first, Clark second, Snyder third. Good fastball right off the inside, just missing. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
2-2 count for Martini.
Good pitch right there on the outside edge. Called third strike. Mustangs putting up 6 runs on 3 hits, 1 error by the Fighting Irish. Couple of hit batters in that set, but Mustangs here at the bottom of the first taking a 6-2 lead. All right, Cody, you want to give it a shot? All right, get ready for our Sega Bandit brain teaser here. See how this one goes. Can't remember what I put here. All right. In what year was the first officially recorded baseball game in United States history? Was it A, 1843, B, 1845, C, 1846, D, 1848?
I can see all these were before my lifetime.
Yeah, the history of baseball is a messy, convoluted one, to say the least. While we're waiting, let's go ahead and get to this half inning being brought to you by Outdoor Bank.
At Outdoor Bank, they know that every business is unique, which is why they take the time to understand your business and provide customized solutions that meet your specific needs. Outdoor Bank takes pride in the personalized service and support to help you achieve your financial goals. Whether you're looking for business loans, treasury management, or card solutions, their team of experienced banking professionals is here to help. Outdoor Bank offers a wide range of business and banking products and services, including online and mobile banking, ACH, wire, corporate cards, and more. Outdoor Bank, get out there. Member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
First officially recorded baseball game. Like I said, baseball game history is messy. Nobody can agree on when it actually started, what it actually started from. But we do know when the first recorded game is. So Peter Martini here, ready to start the second inning. Good slider right there. Swing and miss. Craig, your batter. Number 12 playing shortstop for the Fighting Irish. Good fastball on the inside there. Swing and miss.
Got Craig out there on his back foot there.
Yeah, again, right there. Inside fastball right at the knees. Really hard for a hitter to go down and catch up, especially in that velocity. So good pitch by Martini. Caught watching that. That'll bring up. That'll bring up number 8.
I had my program on the other side. I'll be Jacek Bauman.
Here, I'll help you out there, my friend.
Oh, that'll work. That'll work. That'll work.
Let me know if they're not on the roster. Bauman, the first baseman for the Irish, chasing that high fastball. Again, here, top of the second inning, Mustangs lead 6-2. Want to thank all you for joining in, watching us here tonight. Good curveball there by Martini. Can't decide if it's a curve, slider, might be a bit of a slurve. Ready for that one. So your curveball is more of a north-south action. Your slider is more of a east-west action. So that slurve for a right-hander kind of comes from that 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock time frame down to the 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock time frame. That's what I threw.
Cody just likes making fun of us. Get back at us for the softball broadcast is what I
Giggling like a child back there for no reason.
1-2 count.
That ball popped up. That's going to get just down. That's going to be a single. McKinney tried to come up with it. Dropped just in front. Infield single for Bauman. So if you're watching at home and you see Isaiah beside me, he probably looks like he's all bundled up like it's 7 degrees here.
Pretty much.
Hood up. Of course,
Ears are cold.
His jacket's about as thick as a heavy tee, so.
Yeah, this is more like I'm going to go for an evening jog jacket, then provide warmth jacket.
Martini pitching out of the stretch. Good fastball right down the middle. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the second. Pretty soon we should have a Backroads Broadcasting team store where we'd have T-shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, beanies available for all of our proud listeners at home. Fastball just on inside corner at the knee.
It's safe to say Martini might be warmed up now. Really finding that strike zone.
Yeah, kind of finding that groove. Doesn't seem to be bothered by pitching out the stretch. Tone of rubber just on the first base side. Yeah, that was all slider. I'm going to call that a slider. See a lot of side movement on that. Most starting pitchers nowadays have 3 to 4 pitches. 2-seam, 4-seam, usually a changeup, some kind of a breaking ball. Got him on the slider, swing and miss for out number 2. That'll bring up number 32, Gus Moody. Isaiah a little bit too chilled back there. Is he Red Bull wearing off?
Yeah, yeah, a little bit.
High fastball in there for a strike. Stay with me, Isaiah. I know it's.
I'm here.
I know it's not as exciting as watching golf, but it's still pretty good. Good slider right there. Swing and a miss for Moody, the left fielder for the Fighting Irish.
2-2 or 0-2 count for Moody. Runner on first.
Gonna say he did offer at it, so it'll go down as another strikeout for Palmer. So no runs, no hits for the Fighting Irish in the second. Bottom of this half inning is going to be brought to you by Taussig Landscape. Taussig Landscape specializes in high-quality landscape irrigation installations and much more. Their team of experienced professionals specialize in all aspects of landscaping. Whatever your landscaping needs are, large or small, Taussig Landscape is there to help. Contact them today at 785-564-1727 to schedule a free consultation and start transforming your outdoor space into the oasis of your dreams. You can also visit their website at www.tossiglandscape.com for a full list of products and services. Located at 4245 Appleyard Road, Tossick Landscape, enriching lives through the outdoors. All right, let's see if we can get to that Bandit Brain Teaser answer. In what year was the first officially recorded baseball game in United States history? It was C, 1846. That's played on June 19th, 1846 in Hoboken, New Jersey. The New York Nine defeated the Knickerbockers 23-1 in the 4 innings. Really add insult to injury.
Yeah, no kidding.
They were playing rules based on things that were established by Alexander Cartwright, who was a member of the Knickerbocker Club in 1845. So the New York Nine beat the Knickerbockers at their own game, basically. 23-1. First recorded game in United States history.
It's a clean name, New York Nine.
New York Nine.
Sounds like a superhero club or something.
Smiley back out here to start bottom of the 2nd inning. Weisbender, your batter, first pitch, going to pop that up sky high out to center field. Garcia under it to make the catch. So game 1, Mustangs put up 8 in the first inning, none in the 2nd inning. Game 2 here, they put up 6 in the first. Let's see how many they put up here in the second.
Excuse me.
You're excused. Hopefully you're able to join us on YouTube. That curveball stayed just high to your batter, Gavin Rosa. Gavin Rosa is the extra hitter tonight for the Mustangs in both Game 1 and Game 2.
Make the play.
Yeah, right out there, that center field triangle I was talking about. Collision there between Craig and Becker. Becker a little slow to get up. Gonna take a minute here, just let him catch his breath. So we've actually seen what I referred to. All defensive triangles hit 2 tonight. Left field triangle, the right field triangle. Right there is that center field triangle where it's really tough. Right between short, second, and center field. Who's going to get to it? Big time communication. Center fielder really has to call, unless it's going over his head, then it's center fielder to call them both off. Curveball just outside to number 14, Spiller, batter for the Mustangs, playing right field. 2 away for the Mustangs. Fastball in the inside corner there for a strike. Smiley looking a little bit more comfortable pitching out of the full windup here versus the stretch. Just missing with that curveball.
Brace counts 2-1 for Spiller. Hitters count.
Big time hitters count right here. 3 balls, 1 strike. Spiller's going to be looking for 1 pitch, pick a half of the plate, try to drive that ball, get some runners on the bases. Good discipline for a Spiller there, not just to go after a ball. So a little bit of traffic on the bases again for Smiley here in the 2nd inning. He's got 2 outs. Yeah, it looks like Cole Greenwood is going to be stepping into the plate. Pitch hitting for McKinney. Gave up on that curveball a little bit too early. Good pitch there by Smiley. Called strike. Smiley sitting at about 47 pitches here. That ball is going to be hit out to right field. Hutzenbeiler in to make that catch.
After 2 innings of play, Mustangs lead by 4. So you hit to the top of the 3rd.
This inning is going to be brought to you by Shortstop.
Offering the convenience that you need and the service you deserve. You find a friendly employee ready to serve you every time you walk through the door. Shortstop, with over 90 years in the industry, always has daily food and drink specials with the highest quality fuel at each of their 18 locations throughout Kansas, including St. Mary's, Riley County, Clay Center, Wamego, Manhattan, and Westmoreland. Come visit them at any of their many locations for exceptional service. Check out their specials at all available locations, no matter where you're going or how long it takes to get there. You'll always have time for a shortstop.
Pitching change for the Mustangs. Looks like number 4, McKinney, is going to move from second base to pitcher, and Martini is going to move from, not sure he's still out there. Now that I think about it.
He's center field.
Center field.
I can be center field. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play.
Looks like Snyder moving over to right field. And got a new second baseman. I was trying to see who that was, Isaiah.
For the Mustangs? That'll be, I believe it's
Is that going to be
20?
Is that going to be Brody Clark, 27?
Yeah, I think so.
Or Brody Clark's going to be at
Yep.
short. Wow.
Yeah, Clark will be your second baseman, and then we will have
McKinney moving to pitcher.
Get old binoculars here.
And you think Martini moved out to center?
And that'll be shortstop will be 29, Jackson Pendel.
All right, so Mustangs making some move. McKinney set here to start. The pitch is low to the leadoff batter for the Irish, number 10, Adil Becker.
One just outside. 2-0 for Becker.
Did you just do shortstop? Did you do the back roads too in that inning? Oh.
I mean, yes, I did.
Oh. Training opportunity here, folks, at Back Rows Broadcasting. Here we'll see what inning the ads are read in, and then the ads that fall below it. Coming up here in the bottom of the 3rd will be these ads. I know you folks can't wait to hear. Swing and a miss there. To Becker, that puts count to 2-2.
I have to get a copy of that ad readout before I go home tonight so I can
Practice.
Yeah.
Good thing I mix it up too every game. I never learned how to read.
3-2 count.
Fastball right on the inside corner at the knees. Called strike. Good pitch there by McKinney.
Batting for the Irish, number 22, Regan Kuntz.
It appears that my phone is near death. High fastball. Here's your opportunity, Isaiah. What was it?
Just a little high.
Just a little high.
Just a little high.
Just a bit high.
We're getting lower there. That one just.
Yeah, it's part of that part of that striding out problem with these little mounds.
Two one count.
Kuntz, a designated hitter for the Irish. Catcher is low toe, just catching, not hitting. Good comeback pitch there. 2 balls, 2 strikes for McKinney. Got one out here in the bottom of the or top of the third. Got him chasing the high heat. Swing and miss for the second out.
That'll bring up Benson Smiley, batter for the Irish.
Other games going on around us over on field 2. Looks like Manhattan High, Southeast Saline. And on field 1, looks like we got Silver Lake and Wamego. Nice line drive there out to right field. That's going to be a base hit for the starting pitcher for the Fighting Irish. Smiley's on.
Who did that bring up for the Chapman there, Jed?
That's going to be Talon Landerville. He had a big 2-run home run in his first at bat. There we had some prepared fans. They got the hand warmers out.
Yeah, it's
Peyton and McKinney.
chilled off a little bit.
Chilled off a little bit.
A little bit.
Bet you if you're nice, maybe they'll let you use the hand warmer for a second.
Oh no, I'm okay. I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, back in my pockets.
Talon Landryville, the batter, third base for the Fighting Irish. Again, 1-for-1, 2-run home run in the first inning. Smiley, your runner at first base. Light breeze blowing out the center field. Smiley's going to advance second on that wild pitch by McKinney. So McKinney wanting to pitch carefully here. Doesn't want to give up another home run to the power hitting third baseman for the Fighting Irish. That ball hit about 130 feet in the air out to the left triangle, but Pendel there to make the catch. So Mustangs avoid damage there in the top of the third. Here in the bottom of the third, it's going to be brought to you by the Garden Center by Tosic Landscape. You want me to take that one?
Rock, paper, scissors for it?
Yeah, you go practice.
The Garden Center by Tosic Landscape is more than just your average garden center. Seasoned professional contractor or a DIY enthusiast, the Garden Center by Tosic Landscape has everything you need to create your dream outdoor space. Open now through October. Join the Garden Center for exciting events and workshops designed to inspire and educate. From gardening tips to landscape design ideas, there's something for everyone. Located at 4245 Appleyard Road. Be sure to follow their Facebook page for up-to-date information about hours of operation and Garden Center events. The Garden Center by Tosic Landscape, enriching the lives through outdoors. It's also brought to you by Shortstop. Shortstop offering the convenience that you need and the service you deserve. You find a friendly employee ready to serve you every time you walk through the door. Shortstop, with over 90 years in the industry, always has daily food and drink specials with the highest quality fuel at each of their 18 locations throughout Kansas, including St. Mary's, Riley County, Clay Center, Wamego, Manhattan, and Westmoreland. Come visit any of them at their locations for exceptional service. Check out their specials available at all locations. No matter where you are going or how long it takes to get there, you'll always have time for a short stop. You didn't sneak a third one in that
Nope, sure didn't.
bottom of the third, did you?
Nope.
Okay, all right, we're good.
We got time for 2 each. New pitcher is going to be number 55, Braden Somer. Smiley, who started the starting pitcher for game 2, is going to move over to third base. Looks like the power hitter is in a dugout right now, Landryville over there. Keep an eye out, see if we have any other changes for the Irish here. Looks like Becker's still at second. Craig is still at short. Outfielders, Moody, Garcia, Hutzenbeiler. We got some fans here giving out cash. Broadcasters are always bribed by funnel cakes. Kind of fun sitting in here amongst the fans as opposed to being clear out in the outfield.
Got people to talk to now.
Bottom of the third, Mustangs lead 6-2. Number 26, Motzke, your batter. Motzke's 1 for 1 in the game. Single to third base last time. That's going to be a line drive out to left field. That's going to be down for a single. Moody getting that ball in quick. Oh, it got past second base. That's going to allow him to advance. Missed the cutoff. That'll bring up first base.
Grady Hastert.
So Motzke at second base now with that single and an error. New left-hander, that's going to be outside. Allow Motzke to move over to third base on the wild pitch. So again, number 55, Braden Somer is your new pitcher. Record for the Irish. Left-hander. Ball full back. Good changeup right there. Got Hastert out on his front foot, trying to hold that swing back. So far, Mustangs doing all their damage. Both teams doing all their damage in the first inning. Again, I really wanted to yell heads up. Remembered I have a hot mic. Force a habit from many, many years at the ball field. Varsity practice must be over. Some assistant coaches over here helping out. That's going to be a balk. That's going to let the run come in. I think there was a little bit of confusion between the pitcher and catcher there. Somer was coming home and stopped throwing mid-stream for that balk. Allowed Motzke to score. Mustangs taking that 7-2 lead now. No runners on. Clean slate now here for the pitcher, Somer.
Be foul, first baseline. 1-2 count for Hastert.
Some are really putting a lot into it. You can hear them grunting in effort. Change up just outside. Maybe in a slow curve, didn't quite get back over. That ball just fouled.
Got a substitution here. Finch broadcaster coming in.
All right, I'll turn the volume down a little bit. It's going to be ground ball through the 5-hole over there between the short and third. Hestert's going to be on. Snyder coming up to bat. Landon Snyder, Jr. for the Mustangs. Started out the game in center field, currently playing right. No outs here for the Mustangs in the bottom of the third inning. Hester to runner at first. Joining me on the mic now is going to be co-owner of Baccarat's Broadcasting, Cody Liming.
Hey, how's it going?
Going good. How are you doing?
Good. I saw Isaiah about to nod off over here, and so I figured I'd come relieve him.
Give him more duties by running the switchboard?
Yeah, all he's got to do is hit cut a couple times. It's fine. Yeah. So I wanted to ask you, at the high school level, you see a lot of these pitchers throwing breaking balls, and these are JV players, so most likely, freshmen and sophomores, maybe a junior if they're kind of new to the game. Do you have an opinion on throwing breaking balls at a younger age? Because I managed somehow to throw out my elbow by my senior year. Do you have an opinion on that? Because I know you coach softball.
I do have an opinion on that. Throwing sliders as a 15-year-old is the reason why I had to quit playing baseball as a 17-year-old, because it destroyed my arm. I'm not a big fan of the breaking balls at a younger age. You can throw four-seam, a two-seam. You can throw different kinds of change-ups. So you can have a 3 or 4 pitch mix without throwing a breaking ball. I actually think that's part of the reason why there's so much arm damage even in the minors and Major League Baseball. That ball grounded over to third base. Smiley over to second. He's going to try to turn it. Nice takeout slide right there. So that'll go down as 5-4 fielder's choice. Becker had a hard time turning that good hard slide there by Hastert to take it out. But, yeah, not a big fan of the breaking ball, but, it's been around now for a long time at this age. I think one of the big differences now compared to when I played, though, is a lot of these guys go to coaches that know how to teach you how to pitch.
Yeah.
And so, and they have pitch limits now. They didn't do that back when I was playing. So, you could throw 200 pitches, 300 pitches in a week, depending on what you wanted to do. It was up to the coaches to track that, really. They did it based off of innings, not pitches.
Yeah, I heard you saying there's you said 125 pitch limit?
105 pitch limit on high school baseball.
Yeah. I think really – because, yeah, you're correct. It seems like every major league pitcher has had Tommy John surgery at least once, or they've had a bicep surgery or a shoulder surgery. And I think it really kind of starts at the high school level, but I agree with you.
Close play at one there.
It really does seem like, even though it's a recurring problem that's been around for a long time, there are coaches now that are way more aware of it, and maybe just the rehab is a lot better after you get done pitching.
Swing and miss, throw down to second base, but Snyder's going to be in safe. Yeah, I think one of the other things, and I don't think it's a common thought, but I have at times, not coaches, but I've heard parents say that they don't have a problem with the breaking balls. They're fine with that because the earlier you can have the Tommy John surgery, sometimes you come back stronger, so they can have it before college. And I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like, blowing out your knee in football.
Yeah.
The ACL you get is 4 times stronger than the original one, so might as well get to it
Yeah.
early before you get to college ball. Yeah.
Yeah, but to me, that's like, well, I'm going to go ahead and wreck my car because it's going to be better after the collision repairs.
Yeah.
So why intentionally try to do something? But, yeah. No, like I said, it's pretty common. I think every player now has at least one breaking pitch.
I always tried to master the knuckleball but that is one of the hardest pitches to throw there's a ball there inside. Count is now 3-2. There's that full count that we're so used to from softball. I was waiting to hear you guys bring that up.
And we haven't seen it as much tonight as we did the other night in the St. Mary's games.
Yeah, it seems like at the JV level, just in general, the game is a lot more fast-paced, I guess you would say, because everyone's swinging. Like, everyone's taking their at-bats, try and get better, whereas I feel like varsity, you're trying to have quality at-bats, and maybe JV, you feel the freedom to just take more hacks because the more pitches you see and more swings you take, the better off you're going to be whenever you do move up to that next level, which makes it much more entertaining for us, but it's also really good development for all the younger guys.
Yeah, and they have opportunities like what they have going on here tonight in Wamego. We have 7 teams out here playing. Basically, every team's getting 2 games. Some of the rule changes that they had is that basically every player can now play in 26 games in a season, so that was new this year as well. So to have these extra games.
We have a play at the plate here, and he is going to be in safe. Kind of a wild throw back from third to the pitcher. And that will bring your score to 8-2 in favor of the Mustangs. Bottom of the third here, 1 out. Count is 1-0. Yeah, sorry, folks, we don't have the scoreboard up and running now like we normally do. The other Cody is much more tech savvy than I am, and when some things go wrong, technology is great when it works. And the one thing about technology is knowing how to fix it. And sometimes I find myself, I guess they're going to call a balk there.
Yep.
I find myself identifying with the older generations whenever I'm trying to work behind Cody. It doesn't work, so it doesn't work. Somebody needs to come fix it for me.
Well, the good news is that I am never going to be in charge of that. Line drive back up the middle, just past the outreach glove of Craig at shortstop. That's going to get past Garcia, the center fielder. That's going to allow Peyton to score from second base easily, and Pendel's going to be into second for a double.
And that was a great bit of hitting there. Garcia sat in the batter's box and waited for a pitch he wanted to hit, and he took his opportunity.
That was Pendel.
Sorry.
Yep, that's all right.
I'm trying my best here.
Here, look at all the papers we have in front of us and pick one you want to read off of.
I mean, no one can ever say you guys aren't prepared. That is for sure.
Well, as I hear Isaiah over there going, I need a Red Bull to get through this. We try to be a little bit tougher tonight. Again, JV players, it's hard to find a lot of numbers and stats for JV and high school level. So it's fun to kind of see, again, the future of these teams out here. Some are stepping off, trying to reset.
I'm not sure how I feel about the pitcher's bump they got out there. It seems kind of hazardous, like you'd easily fall off of it.
Yeah, I think it's a really good pitcher's mound if you're 10.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's probably not really significant at this point in time. It's probably a bigger danger than it just pitching from flat ground because they have to warm up on flat ground and they have to go out and stand on I'm guessing about a 10-inch tall pitching mound.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think back to whenever I participated in this tournament. I think we just pitched off of flat ground on this field. There's really only if you're over on field 1 on the big baseball field before you got to pitch off a bump.
That's an inside pitch.
And that's going to allow the runner to advance to third. Your score is 9-2 in favor of the Mustangs. We are in the bottom of the third. 1 out. Count is 2-2. Number 3, Palmer Martini, up to the bats.
There you go.
See, I can read.
I give you crap like I'm some kind of a professional at this. That fouled straight back.
That one's a bit high. Martini kind of scolded himself for swinging at something that high, but sometimes you just see something and you just really want to swing, even though you know you shouldn't.
Yeah, sometimes you see it come out of the hand. It looks like it's going to be a belt-high fastball, and then it ends up being, up at the numbers, and you've already committed. Laid off of that one, though.
And it's going to be a full count for Martini. We were talking about pitches earlier. I actually just saw, I can't remember which team he plays for, but he debuted a new pitch in the MLB, and it's a cutter split-fingered fastball. So the RPM, so like a revolutions per minute for like a fastball. That's gonna be fouled back. Is somewhere like 1 to 2,000.
Yeah.
This pitch averages less than 500 revolutions per minute. So it dives like a knuckleball.
Yep.
Or it looks like a knuckleball and dives like a nice 12-6 curve.
Yeah, if you can get the split finger wide enough, you almost hold it like a knuckleball. And I think, you kind of hit on a topic right there. Nice curveball right there. Swing and miss for Palmer Martini on the curveball from Sommer. But, you talk about the revolutions per the spin rate is what they refer to it, major leagues. And now they want spin rate on every pitch, your two-seam, your four-seam. And, Major League Players Association right now is trying to get the pitch clock removed because they think that all the pitching injuries is due to the pitch clock, where I think it really has to do with the emphasis on spin rate. So now all these pitchers are trying to overspin the ball on every single pitch, regardless if it's a breaking ball or not, because they're trying to get spin on even a fastball for a rising action or cutting action or whatever it may be.
And that's really where you saw the illegal substances coming in the last few years, is pitchers trying to get more.
Good curveball right there, just missing.
Good pitch and good eye.
Yeah, good lay right there, laying off of that pitch. But yeah, I definitely understand the importance of the spin rate at the major league level. I think it's less important at this level, particularly JV level. But, Greg Maddux always used to say, Greg Maddux, who won, 5 Cy Young Awards, said he never learned how to throw a curveball until he got to college.
Yeah, if you can really master, your fastball changeup and 4-seam and 2-seam, and you really can master your control, you can keep batters guessing every day of the week.
Yeah, like I said, you got a 4-seam, a 2-seam. You can do a cut fastball. You could do a circle change. You can do a palm ball.
It's going to be a high fly ball out to the left center.
Garcia over there to make the catch.
And that'll do it here in the bottom of the third. Your score is 9-2 in favor of the Mustangs.
Bottom of the third, huh?
Top of the fourth. Well, yeah. Bottom of the third, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So that's going to be brought to you. You going to read those?
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right. Well, see, we got the Garden Center by Tosic Landscape.
The Garden Center by Tosic Landscape is more than just your average garden center. Seasoned professional contractor or a DIY enthusiast, the Garden Center by Tosic Landscape has everything you need to create your dream outdoor space. Open now through October, join the Garden Center for exciting events and workshops designed to inspire and educate. From gardening tips to landscape design ideas, there's something for everyone. Located at 4245 Appleyard Road. And be sure to follow their Facebook page for up-to-date information about hours of operations and Garden Center events. The Garden Center by Tosic Landscape, enriching lives through the outdoors. This break is also brought to you by Shortstop. Shortstop offering the convenience that you need and the service you deserve. You'll find a friendly employee ready to serve you every time you walk through the door. Shortstop, with over 90 years in the industry, always has daily food and drink specials with the highest quality fuel at each of their 18 locations throughout Kansas, including St. Mary's, Riley, Clay Center, Wamego, Manhattan, and Westmoreland. Come visit them at any of their many locations for exceptional service. Check out their specials available at all locations. No matter where you are or go no matter where you're going or how long it takes to get there, you'll always have time for a shortstop. As that foul ball from the other field was dancing around. I've just been waiting to get pinged in the head today. I really have. Someone says heads and you have no idea where it's coming from.
Yeah, it's nice to look up and realize you have no awning over your head. That first pitch, rip foul.
Right at the dugout.
And that's why players are advised to stay in the dugout.
And it's also why you keep your fingers out of the fence, too. When Rock Creek used to play up in Westmoreland, there was several times I almost lost a finger or two, put my fingers through the fence, and a foul ball comes ripping by the dugout.
See, batter is going to be number 21, Liam Garcia, center fielder for the Irish. 0 for 1 in the game. Grounded out to second base in his first at bat.
And that ball is going to bring your count to 1-1.
Line drive back up the middle. Good snag there by Clark over to first base. He's going to get the out.
Great play there by the Mustangs.
Brody Clark there on a great play, ranging to his right.
And they say second basemen aren't the most athletic out there on the field.
Second base will never be the least athletic player on the field as long as there's pitchers.
That is true. That is true. That is definitely true. Yeah, one skill set.
Another
one skill
foul
set
ball
only.
coming over this direction. Heads up over there. I know you can't hear me in my whisper.
And there's a good breaking ball there.
Of course, I say that in the high school level. You know, some of your best athletes are also pitchers, and they just apparently get less athletic the higher up they go at the levels.
It's one of those deals where you don't have to move very much, so you know your muscles get tight.
Fastball grounder over to first base. Hester with a little bobble, but manages to keep the ball in front of him and make the out.
That'll be 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. Your score is 2-9 in favor of the Mustangs. 29 was my number in high school.
In baseball?
Yeah. Do you remember what your number was in high school?
20.
20.
Every sport.
I was 79 in football, didn't have a number in wrestling, and 29 in baseball.
Well, when you go to a school that's got 8 players, you don't have a lot of competition for your number.
You know, I was sitting over here making fun of you for looking up like a turkey in the sky when that foul ball comes back. I just did the exact same thing.
Welcome to the world, Cody Limey. Your batter is going to be number 8, first base, Jacek Bauman. Yeah, it's always have a good idea to keep it on the ball so you know if it's going to drop on your head or not. Good curveball there. Check swing, but that's going to be a roller over to third. Weisbender coming up with it. Good throw over there to Hastert. That's going to get him.
And that'll take us to the middle of the fourth inning, to the bottom of the fourth inning with your score remaining 2-9 in favor of the Mustangs.
Bottom of that fourth inning is going to be brought to you. Let's see what Isaiah comes up with.
Roach Media Group.
I guess we're going to go skip ahead an inning, and we're going to go to Roach Media Group. Oh, no, here we are, middle of fourth. He's right on.
Roach Media Group, where media work is their true passion and their primary focus. Located in St. George, Kansas, they are your local friendly professional photographer. With an assortment of packages available for engagements and weddings, they also have packages for professional headshots, senior and family portraits, and much more, providing high-resolution image files or prints taken on location or in their studio. Roach Media Group can also provide professional edits. If you are a realtor, Roach Media Group is your local area expert in real estate photography and videography. Ask about the drone and 360 camera tours when you reach out to them today at roachmediagroup.com or call 785-979-0527. Roach Media Group. Let us handle your image. Is that what?
Yeah, let us handle your image. I don't know. I like mine. Taking pictures because they last longer.
I do like that. This break is also brought to you by Liming Productions and LP Studios. Founded in 2020, Liming Productions specializes in wedding videography, event videography, and working with corporations and small businesses to create digital media products. Based out of Manhattan, Kansas area, they are willing to travel to wherever you need them. Let Liming Productions capture all of your special moments and compile the story you'll want to watch over and over. See their services and highlights at facebook.com/Liming Productions. If you're looking for a studio space for photography, videography, or any other potential production, contact LP Studios today at 785-236-0535. Lyman Productions, capturing stories for life. You did a great job on putting that read together. Judd comes up with all of our reads. I had zero input in that, and I don't think I could be any happier with the ad read.
Oh, I'm so glad.
The first time I heard you guys read it off, I'm like, Judd's good at what he does, I guess. As we get started here in the bottom of the fourth.
New pitcher for the Irish is going to be number 22, sophomore Regan Kuntz. Going to be a line drive to right center field, just past Becker's outreach glove for Gavin Rosa.
And, they tell you not to swing at the first pitch sometimes when you get a new pitcher, but he was all over that one. And it worked out well in his favor. Mustangs with a runner at first. Score is 2-9 in favor of the Mustangs.
27, Brody Clark, the batter for the Mustangs. Had a great play at second base to end the last half of the inning.
Watching these guys play this game and the last game, if you're a Mustangs fan, you should feel pretty good about the future of Rock Creek baseball.
Yeah, they just keep reloading, don't they? It seems like every year the baseball team is right there in contention.
Yeah, I attribute that to obviously the student athletes and their desire to get better and grow as athletes, but also the coaching staff. Coach Steven has done a great job, and he's got a great support staff up there and has done wonders for the program.
Yeah, so I know we didn't do any broadcast of baseball games last year, folks. You can blame me for that. I was brought in specifically to do softball, and it just expanded from there. This year we took a chance trying to do some baseball and softball. We will actually be doing a baseball game, our next broadcast 1 week from tonight.
It's going to be a low ball 4, and runners are at first and second now.
Yeah, so we talked about it in the pregame. Clay Center currently sitting as a 2 seed in the West region of 4A. Mustangs sitting as a 1 seed. Clay Center Tigers coming to the Rock next Friday night, so we'll be broadcasting that game right here on Backroads Broadcasting. So we'll see a couple good teams. Again, these two teams, Clay Center and Rock Creek, split last year. The only loss for either team. We talked about how good Abilene is, how good Wamego is, so a lot of good teams. Zloto is going to take a time out there, come out and talk to Kuntz.
Yeah, and I know Isaiah brought it up earlier. 4A just seems to be stacked in every sport, and I feel like with Rock Creek moving from the Mid-East League into the North Central and the NCKL, there's definitely a lot of good schools there to test the Mustangs throughout all seasons and all sports, really.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about it. I think really what it comes down to is, 4A, I will say, is probably easier of a line drive out there to right field. Hunsenbeiler gets it back in, but that's going to freeze Rosa at third.
Bases loaded. Mustangs saw this in the first game, and it resulted in a grand slam, so we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, Motzke's going to be your batter. Motzke right now swinging a hot bat. He's 2 for 2 in this game. He had a infield grounder to the third base. It was kind of like a full swing bunt as well as a hard ground ball out the left field. So he's just looking to try to find some green here somewhere. But what I was going to say is I think really what you see in 4A right now is really 4A I think is top heavy. That's a good deep drive. Garcia's going back. He is right at the fence, but that's deep enough to get the run in.
Got a pickle here between first and second.
Stop holding the ball.
Play at the plate. And the runner's going to get home safe. And runner advances to third on the overthrown ball. So that's going to bring your score 11-2 in favor of the Mustangs here in the bottom of the fourth inning. And runner on third. We'll see how Judd scores that.
Yeah, so that's going to be a sac fly to center field to Garcia. That's going to get the job done to score Rosa. Then McKinney's going to get in basically a pickle, and when that happens, that's going to allow Clark to score from third, and that's going to end up being a fielding error by the catcher. Then it's going to allow McKinney to get over to third base.
You know, I'm so glad that you have a tablet to do that because I used to have to keep score in the book, and it was always a challenge when something like that happened.
All right, this coaching visit brought to you by Garden Center by Taussig Landscape.
This coach's visit, courtesy of a Garden Center by Taussig Landscape. If you are struggling with command of your outdoor project or can't get a good grip on your plans, visit the Garden Center by Taussig Landscape today and get that coaching and expert advice on how to achieve that striking outdoor design that will make everyone stop walking by, get out, and take a seat in your outdoor oasis. The Garden Center by Taussig Landscape, enriching lives through the outdoors. You know, we've been talking about our entertainment adventure through Backroads Broadcasting. And we've got something in the works with Taussig Landscape. We were out there yesterday and today talking with Derek and his team out there at Taussig Landscape. And really, they have a great culture out there. They're a thriving and growing business, and couldn't speak any highly of them. So if you guys have any needs, it's spring. It's time to plant some stuff, as that's going to be fouled back.
What did you just do just now, Cody?
What?
Did you track that ball?
I did. It's habit, okay? At this point, I keep my eyes on the ball. I'm used to running the camera, so I got to.
See, there you go. 1 ball, 1 strike to the first baseman for the Mustangs, Hastert.
He fouled back for strike number 2. Battling in the box.
Mustangs with a runner at third base. That's going to be McKinney, who basically coaxed a run out of his little pickle he got into and ended up getting over and advancing to third on an error by the catcher. Mustangs with 11-2 lead here in the bottom of the 4th. Tough curveball right there. Good job by Zloto to keep that in front.
Excellent job. That could have easily been a run scored.
Yeah, I think McKinney's already proved that he's an aggressive base runner out there. Basically got in a pickle intentionally to let the third base runner to advance home.
Shows very smart baseball knowledge and awareness, which is good at the JV level because, you know, only time and more experience will pay more dividends at the varsity level.
Must have been a foul ball. I thought it was strike 3, but must have been a foul ball. Yeah, we call that baseball IQ.
Which I did not have a lot of. I really did not. This will be a pop out to left.
That's in that triangle.
Left. It's going to be made by the shortstop. And the base runner thought about tagging and getting home, but the Fighting Irish get the ball in and save a run. That'll be 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Your score is 11-2 in favor of the Mustangs.
Number 10, Snyder, right fielder, coming up to bat. Snyder is 0 for 1 in the game. Had a walk and a ground out. Well, actually had a fielder's choice in his last at bat. Yeah, you want to see some base running IQ to where you can actually just absolutely steal a run. Or 2, you should watch the old video clip of, at the time, Cubs shortstop Javi Baez basically stole first base. And in the process of stealing first base on a drop third strike, allowed another run to score from third, and then chaos ensued.
As that ball's going to get past, and the runner's going to come home, and he will be safe. That brings your score to 12-2.
Yeah, so Mustangs at the magic number right now. They have those 10 runs, so we'll be coming up to the top of the 5th inning, so Chapman Irish will have to put up some runs. Probably getting close on time limit, too. I believe they do an hour-and-a-half games. I think we had a 6:05 start time. Right now we're getting close to about 7:35, so we'll see what happens first.
It's be a foul back there. So can you explain the run rules for me and for the viewers at home? Because I thought it was 15 after 3, 10 after 4, and 8 after 5, but that is not right. So I always find myself confused covering baseball and softball.
Yeah, so I would like to tell you, but I think they've actually changed them around a little bit. It used to be 12, 10, and 8 after 4, 3, 4, and 5, or 4, 5, and 6. But now I think it's actually 15, 10, and 8 after the third for the 15. So if you have 15 in the third or fourth, then you're golden. But then you have to get to the fifth before you get to the 10-run rule.
Gotcha. So if you don't get the run rule after the third, you're guaranteed to play to the fifth.
Not necessarily. I mean, you can win by 15 in the fourth inning as well.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And that'll bring your count to a full count, 3-2, 2 outs, bottom of the fourth. No runners on base.
But essentially, if Snyder can drag this at bat out a couple more innings, they may actually run out of time. This might be the last inning played anyways. I think they have hour-and-a-half time limits.
I believe that's accurate.
I don't know. Mustangs didn't want to bother with time limit in game one, winning that 16-1 in the third inning.
They got after it. They came ready to play. It was funny. The JV team came walking up, and we were getting ready for the broadcast, and they were surprised as that ball got out of the reservation. They saw us setting up. They're like, "Why are they out here broadcasting us? We're JV." Well, guys, we need to show you some love too, and they came ready to play.
Yeah, would one say we're trash? I'm like, yeah, we want the whole world to see that.
Who knows? Maybe the cameras and lights that's going to be ball 4. Mustangs with a runner on first, 2 outs, bottom of the fourth.
That's going to bring up the catcher, number 5, Caden Payton. He was hit by a pitch, as I have said a couple times in the game, had a flogging on his noggin. And then he got a walk in a second at bat, so he's looking to get his first hit of the game right here.
I mean, he's already gotten hit this game.
Snyder taking a big lead. He's off. That's a deep drive out to left center field. That's hot off the bat. Garcia's going back right at the fence, just misses it. Looks like he ran into the fence.
And he might be
he's
injured.
He was going full speed. There are no warning tracks here on these secondary fields, folks, so he had no warning whatsoever. He was going hard after the ball.
You know, I never played outfield. Is the warning track, I think in the major leagues, the warning track is pretty big. But the warning track always seems like, especially at the high school level, you got maybe one step at a full stride once you hit the sand that the fence is coming.
Well, a lot of fields don't even have it. Like, you go out to the rock, for example, and everything's AstroTurf. So there's nothing that actually tells you a transition, so you don't know when you're actually getting to a warning track. So that's got to be tough for the high schoolers, but no warning track here. You feel nothing but grass under your feet. Normally when you hit that warning track, it's 10 feet. You got 2 strides at best, so you kind of know as soon as your first foot hits it that you basically got one more step before you go in it. But good attempt there by Garcia in center field. He's giving everything he got, and he just missed that ball. Payton with his first hit of the game, going to be a double out to left center field. He couldn't have hit a better gap, and Garcia went a long, long ways to get that and about made a tremendous play.
I will say these Chapman young men have they're tough. We've seen them take some hits and they just shrug it off and get back to doing what they're doing.
Yeah, there's been a few collisions out on the field for sure. Jackson Padell, the shortstop, leadoff hitter. Up to bat, he's 1 for 1 in the game. He was also hit by a pitch in his first at bat.
Count is 1-0.
Actually, he was hit by a pitch twice, doubled on a line drive to center field.
Counts 1-0. Runner at second. Scores 13-2 in favor of the Mustangs here in the bottom of the fourth. 2 outs.
Everybody's yelling back now. Crack jokes about how nobody was saying it in game 1, but.
Oh, I had to ask this. So in softball, I don't know if it's just summer ball, but those girls always have chance. Why don't they do that in high school? Is that like it's just a summer ball thing?
It is, and it's a college thing, too. If you ever watch a college game on TV, they have chants that they have constantly doing.
I really want to go down to the SEC for baseball and softball because they do it big down there.
Yeah, constantly. It's kind of one of those things. I didn't mind chants. I got tired of hearing the same ones all the time, but college, they get pretty entertaining. They're very very clever in a lot of their chants. It's not the same old thing. But, yeah, a lot of coaches used to do it with the younger players to keep all the substitutes and the girls in a dugout engaged in the game.
And here comes the 3-0 pitch.
Good curveball in there for a strike. I think by the time you get to the high school level, I think most of the coaches are like, because even in like travel ball, by the time you're playing 14, 16s, you don't hear the chants as much. But every once in a while, you'll go against a big academy out of a city that they have very classic specialized chants. Drive safely, folks.
There's a rope down the third baseline, and that's going to get in for a single as the runner comes around third, and he is going to score. That brings your score to 14-2 in favor of the Mustangs. Great hit there by the Mustangs.
Yeah, I'll bring up Palmer Martini, center field now.
I can't remember which SEC school it is where they do the ball chant. Like if the pitcher throws 4 consecutive balls, they start chanting ball, 4, ball. And then if you keep throwing consecutive balls, they just keep going. Yes, that comes right at my face from the looks of it. I couldn't imagine anything more distracting as a pitcher, as something like that. It just seems like the atmosphere down in the SEC for baseball and softball is just unmatched anywhere else. I know they like to pride themselves on football, but I was surprised to see that for their spring sports as well.
Yeah, and another one that's going to be sad to see it go. The SEC and the Pac-12 was probably, in my opinion, some of the best conferences for both baseball and softball. Of course, Pac-12 will no longer exist next year. It'll be down to the Pac-2.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens with that. But, in the Big 12 right now, that's probably everybody talks about Oklahoma and Texas leaving an impact on football, but I think a huge impact is going to be on softball, having Oklahoma, who's basically a perennial powerhouse, leaving the Big 12 and going to the Sucky C.
Judd said that, not me.
Yeah.
For all you SEC fans out there.
Well, and honestly,
Roll Tide.
at some point in time, I think a lot of the conferences will come full circle. I think most of the football teams will split off and not even be a part of a conference.
I had seen something where they were talking about that for the the college football playoffs.
Yeah. I think what's going to end up happening, my personal opinion, is you're going to see about 12 to 14 schools from both the Big Ten and the SEC are going to split off and start an actual league, and they'll probably pick up a few other schools here and there like Notre Dame and a few. And I think they're going to start anywhere between a 32 to 40 team league.
Yeah, and I'd see this video on TikTok as that's pass the ball, runner's going to advance to second. I'd seen a video on TikTok, and this I didn't realize how out of control the conferences were getting until I saw this, but a map of where teams have to travel.
Yeah.
Like there's some West Coast teams that are now in the same conference as East Coast teams.
Yeah.
And that's one thing for football, but you start talking about basketball and those other sports, and you're having to do that during the middle of the week, sometimes twice a week. What does that do to your studies?
Yeah, and the Pac-12 was probably one of the biggest Olympic sport conferences.
It's going to be high fly ball out to right shallow field. Play's going to be made by the second baseman, and that'll get him out of the bottom of the fourth inning. And waiting to see if they're going to call time here. Players are coming out on the field.
I think Chapman just got it in within about 2 minutes, so we'll play through the fifth. This half inning is going to be brought to you by somebody. Backroads Broadcasting.
Hey, look at that. That's us.
Thanks for saying my line. Backroads Broadcasting and Rock Creek High Journalism is working harder than ever to bring the action home to you. If you're looking for a live broadcast for your future event or interested in being a sponsor for future events, contact us at sales@brbc.live. We offer flexible ad packages, perpetual visibility online, and local targeted audience. If you're just enjoying tonight's free broadcast and would like to help out BRB or Rock Creek High Journalism, you can always donate through Cash App at $BRBCL or through Venmo at BRBCL. Thank you for joining us here this evening. Let us know where you're watching from. Backroads Broadcasting is bringing the action home to you. And also by is that it? I guess that's it.
That's it. So I know that you guys shout out the students every time they work with us. I have the chance to after the softball game last week to sit there and talk to Ashanti, a junior at Rock Creek in the journalism program. And I remember working with her last year and just seeing these students grow and do work with us and, grow their passion for journalism and whatnot. It's really satisfying to see, especially, when students come out of their shell as they go throughout the journalism program. And it's just, I can't thank Shanna, the journalism team up there enough, because they help us out a lot, and it's just great to see those students grow, and to get to be a part of that is awesome.
New pitcher for the Mustangs going to be number 23, Creighton Dieters. Your batter's going to be number 33, Nathan Hutzenbeiler.
There's a called strike. Your count is now 2-1, according to the scoreboard.
Yeah, this will be the last inning of play, so Chapman right now needs to put a lot of runs on the board to stay in this for the Mustangs to get another at bat.
12, as a matter of fact. Counts 3-1.
Foul ball up the left field line, out of play. Bring the count to full.
Also want to give a shout out to our new camera operator out there in center field. He can't hear us, but Evan Johnson filling in for me as I fill in for the other Cody tonight. Doing a great job.
As Cody's filling in for Isaiah, as Isaiah's filling in for Cody Roach.
And that's going to be hit by pitch.
Yeah.
We're just doing the old swapper. We're doing the old swapperoo around tonight.
Isaiah Dobbins, jack of all trades, master of none, as they say. That's fair.
But it's better to be a master of many than master of none.
Don't worry, Isaiah. Someday we'll let you have a. That's a back-to-back hit by pitch there.
That's got a sting. It's a little cold out here. A fastball right to the ribs.
So take a little timeout here. Talk to Dieters.
I don't know what's more painful, taking a fastball to like a cold part of your arm or to the ribs, or taking a face mask to your forearm or your hands when it's cold outside in the fall. You think face mask, Isaiah? I don't know. Sometimes if you're real cold and that ball comes in and smacks you in the right spot, it does not feel very good.
Well,
This ball just a bit outside for a 1-0 count.
I could tell you I would rather get hit by a fastball in the cold than a helmet-to-helmet contact when it's sub 30 degrees.
I mean, that's all I did as a lineman. You're supposed to butt heads, right? Lead with your head.
Yeah, as a lineman, you're doing it from less than 2 feet apart, but as a safety,
Ooh.
and you're coming up against a running back at a full head of steam, that I've probably been concussed more than I have ever known.
Let me know how that works
Nice
out.
curveball right there.
Let me know how that works out for you in about another 10 years.
Yep.
Counts 1-2.
I have to get a piece of government plastic in my head and won't be able to run a microwave.
Runners on first and second for the Fighting Irish. No outs here in the top of the fifth, as that's going to be
That
a blooper.
should be
of the
an
first.
infield fly rule. Nothing was called, but okay.
Don't know if they had enough time to do so.
I think the umpire forgot to uncross his arms, but
It's cold, all right?
it is. So
Cut him some slack.
infield fly rule still in effect. One out, runners on first, second.
You want to explain the infield fly rule for
Infield
those that don't know?
Infield fly rule is for anytime there's a runner on first, second, and third, and less than 3 outs. That's to prevent the infielder from intentionally dropping a catch and trying to turn a double play. That bunt's going to be a little bit hard, but that's going to be fielded by Hastert. Oh, nope, we got a substitution in at first base. I apologize.
And that'll advance the runners to second and third. 2 outs here in the top of the fifth. Fighting Irish needing to score some runners here to keep the game going.
That was Doolin. Sorry, Doolin, number 28, new first baseman.
Doing an excellent job out there.
Ball in play. It's going to be a sack bunt. Doolin to Clark. Advance the runners. And the ball.
Ball's outside for 1-0 count. 2 outs. Center fielder's hat making a debut on the screen right there.
Nice curveball right there by Dieters. It's kind of settling in here, kind of all over the place, but kind of finding his groove right now.
Yeah, it seems like he's having a little bit of trouble staying on the mound. Seen him slough off a couple times on his follow through.
Yeah, it's one of those deals where I think the other problem as they were talking is the metal spikes sometimes don't really grab as well in the fake little mound they have there. He's clearly got metal spikes on. You can see him glisten in the lights.
The foul ball over to the first baseman. Count is 2-2, 2 outs, top of the 5th. Fighting Irish trailing Mustangs, 14-2.
The other thing I wonder if you watch his stride, we can see, you can't really see it on the camera, but he doesn't stride out very, very far, so it's almost like he's trying to intentionally not step too far down.
As that's going to go to the shortstop, who makes the play over to first. That is the 3rd out, and that is going to be your ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Your final score here in the top of the 5th is 14-2 in favor of the Mustangs. The Mustangs won their previous game against the Southeast Saline Trojans 16-1 in 3 innings. And the Mustangs pull it out here in their 2nd.
Yeah, so your winning pitcher is going to be Palmer Martini. He pitched 2 innings. He had 29 total pitches, 22 of those for strikes. He had 2 hits, 2 runs. Both of them were earned. No walks, 4 strikeouts, 1 hit batter. Then you had McCarthy come in, or McKinney come in. He pitched 2 innings. He threw 22 pitches, 14 of those for strikes. He had 1 hit, no runs, no errors, no walks, 2 strikeouts, no hit batters. And then Dieters just now pitching the complete 5th inning on 17 pitches, no hits, no runs, no walks, 2 hit batters. And then Smiley is going to be your losing pitcher record for the Irish. He pitched 2 innings, threw 48 total pitches, 24 of those for strikes. He gave up 3 hits, 6 runs, 4 of them earned, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. He had 3 hit batters. And then Sommer came in, 1 inning pitch. He had 37 pitches, 20 of them for strikes, 3 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. And then Kuntz came in for the last inning. He had 4 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned, 2 walks.
I'm going to turn the headset back over to Isaiah for you guys' post-game recap and sign-off. Judd, appreciate you letting me step on the mic with you. It was a lot of fun. Hopefully Isaiah learned a thing or two about the operation over there. I had fun getting to hear myself talk. So I'm going to turn it over to Isaiah.
So, again, recap, Mustangs winning Game 2 against the Chapman Fighting Irish, 14-2. Mustangs had 10 hits on no errors. The Irish, 2 runs, 3 hits, 4 errors. Mustangs, as a team, batted .455 with an on-base percentage of .594. They had, again, 10 total hits, 7 of them singles, 3 doubles, no triples, no home runs. Only at 6 walks, 3 strikeouts in the game. Of course, then 3 hit by pitches. The Chapman Irish on the game as a team batted .176, had an on-base percentage of .300. Again, they only had 3 hits. 2 of them were singles, but then they had the big fly ball in the first inning that put up 2 for them, and that was about all the Irish could do offensively for the rest of the night.
And another good output from the Mustangs as far as bats and runs. I mean,
Isaiah's back. Let me turn your mic back up.
Let me turn me up a little bit. Turn me up with the headphones. But no, really another good output. Not as crazy output as the first game against Southeast Saline, but really a 2 solid performance for the Mustangs.
Yeah, and I think one thing that we've noticed, with the exception of the 1 loss that the varsity team had against the Abilene Cowboys, where I think they only managed 4 runs a game. We talked about it. The varsity team's averaging well over 7.5 runs a game. We saw tonight Mustangs putting up big runs in both games. So offense is always there. So they averaged 15 tonight between these 2 games for the Mustang JV team. So, yeah, we know the offense is in good shape for the Mustangs for a few years to come.
And not only that, too, but, I mean, we talked about it before this game started, too. The only allowing 3 to 4 runs a game too. So I mean, that holding up true with their JV. So roots run deep for this Mustang baseball team.
Well, yeah, and I think one of the things to talk about, one of the starters for the varsity team is actually also just a freshman. So Brock Lubers, I believe, is his name. So he's going to be around for several years yet. So he's not even playing at JV level as a freshman because he's already a varsity pitcher. So, yeah, they got some good young talent, some heads-up players, and so it'll be fun to watch Mustangs going forward in the future. And we'll continue to try to bring you more baseball broadcasts. Again, like I said, this year we're mixing it up with Backroads Broadcasting, doing both softball and baseball.
But I tell you what, man, that game next Friday, the number 1 and number 2 teams in the state last year, going at it under the Friday night lights. It's gonna be fun to watch.
Yeah, and they're not even in the same league yet, but I think there's already kind of a built-in rivalry right there between the Tigers and the Mustangs because they've always been both really, really good in baseball. You know, Tigers will have a baseball player, and I'm trying to think of his name right now. We talked about him in baseball, but he's already committed to Oklahoma State to play baseball. So I'm sure we'll talk about him quite a bit more next week, and we'll talk a little bit more about the stats. We'll try to get that going, so game time will be 4:30. We'll try to come to you with a pregame at 4:20, depending on if they have any music playing, because with copyrights rules we got to worry about with music being picked up over the air. But, yeah, folks, if you're still listening in tonight, please stay tuned. A week from tonight, we will have great baseball action coming to you from the Rock. I want to thank our sponsors, especially our fans, for dropping in this evening because of your continued support. Backroads Broadcasting will keep bringing the action home to you. I want to thank Cody Liming for stepping up, doing something a little bit different tonight, coming on the camera, or coming on at least the video he's on camera. Probably didn't even think about it the whole time, but working behind the scenes. Evan Johnson working out on the camera for us. So we want to thank them for putting this together. Even though we didn't have the full production we normally do, it's still good to have them back.
The Backroads team is currently scheduled to be back in action on Friday, April 26th at the Rock to see the Mustang baseball team host the Clay Center Tigers in a 4A matchup of top teams in the East and West regionals. Follow our Facebook or Instagram page for details on schedules or changes. Thank you for spending an evening with us. Drop us a line. Let us know what you think.
As always, I am Judd McCormick.
I'm Isaiah Dobbins. We got to go for now, but we'll BRB.